Good morning and welcome to Retain Tech Foundation. This is our monthly podcast. And today is the 7th of October 2023. And I'm excited to be here this morning in the States, somewhere around the world. It's the evening or the afternoon. Just want to say welcome to our listeners and those who will be watching this podcast after this done. But we should have our panelists here today. But it's a busy day in Liberia, West Africa, where a lot of political activities are going on. So, but we are expecting to have D. Mark Wilson on this afternoon or this morning. Grace Zedin will be joining us later on. She's busy with a wedding. And I will be expecting Willette Johnson and Anna Smith to also join. But howbeit, if we cannot get any of those people coming on today because of the busy schedule and what is going on, we will still dive into our topic for today and just dissect what we will be talking about today. So I'm Percival Tozagono, one of the founders of our Retain Tech Foundation. Uh, it's technology is an NGO focused that is focused more on the ICT space and helping to bridge the digital divide that exists between the developed country and undeveloped world. For now, we're specifically operating within Liberia, West Africa. Last year or this year March, we had our first ever ICT conference for junior high and senior high school students, and was well attended with 150 students from the various schools in San Nicolas City in Makani. And it was a well attended event, and the kids were excited, and the instructors and the schools were all excited. So that's where we started from. But we've continued the campaign, and this is just one aspect of that campaign of helping to bridge the digital divide between our nation and bringing awareness to how we can use ICT as a development as a tool for economic development and empowerment of our young people and of the next generation. So, with that being said, with today's podcast, we will be looking at what we've called digital entrepreneurship. We'll be diving into the key aspect of digital entrepreneurship and comparing it with our traditional entrepreneurship that we all know, where we have our storefront and we travel to Ivory Coast, Guinea, or Nigeria, whatever it is, and then buy our goods in the places, then sit back in the car, travel, and bring them back to Liberia and stock them in our store, or leaving from Monrovia to go to Grand Gilead, to go to Cape Mount to buy your goods or what are you selling, and then bringing it down to Monrovia and and uh, and uploading them into the store for people to buy. That's the traditional entrepreneurship. But we are more focused on for today our podcast. We are more focused on the digital side of entrepreneurship. So we'll be looking at what digital entrepreneurship is, the key aspect of that, what's the benefit, and how can Liberia, as a developing nation, benefit and bring about economic development and social well-being of the country and its people through the adaptation of digital entrepreneurship. And so that's what we'll be looking at this morning. And digital entrepreneurship, basically, what it says is that it's a modern form of entrepreneurship, and that is where individuals and businesses and companies are leveraging technologies to identify opportunities. And after you identify the opportunities, you create innovative solutions, and then those will help to drive the business venture. So there are two keys to digital entrepreneurship. You first have to identify the opportunities, right? And once the opportunities is identified, then we leverage digital technologies to be able to make use or to be able to drive that business venture. And I'll give you an example of that. An example of that is we see with a lot of online platforms, or let's say online learning. In the US and other developed world, online learning have become a key and integral part of society. What that means is that you can sit at the comfort of your home in your office while even driving along the road, wherever you find yourself. Once you have access to a computer, a laptop, a smartphone, or what it is, and the institution that you want to attend had already developed a digital content, or they digitalize their courses or their classes that they do offer on campus. So you can sit in the comfort of your home as a busy working man into someone who's working full-time job, got family to take care of, and the rest of those things. You can sit right in your home, right after work. You don't have to go to class, or even during your lunch break at work, and attend to your lecture and attend to your class and do your assignments, right? So what happened there was that there was an opportunity that was identified, that we have this large group of people, of adults, who wants to go to school, but because of their basic life and family life, they cannot go to the traditional classroom. They cannot come from work in the afternoon or in the evening and then drive onto campus and sit in class for the next 2, 3, 4 hours and then drive back home and spend half time with their family and then do that repeatedly the same next day. So that was an opportunity that was identified. And to address that opportunity, to address that need that was identified in that place, the schools created digital content or digital school learning material or digital learning platforms for these busy family people and working class people. So that's what we mean when we talk about digital entrepreneurship. It cut across every sector, not just one, like business. Business uses it a lot, but it cuts across every industry that we find ourselves. So when you identify the opportunity, you create innovative solutions. How do we solve this problem of where we have all these adults who want to go to school and cannot go to the traditional classroom? How do we cater to them? What can we, like? What is the best mean can we get with them? Can we provide them evening classes? Yeah, evening classes work, but you're still taking time to drive to evening classes. So the solution, the innovative solution was, can we digitize our courses, our classes, and provide a platform where they can go to take classes at their own time. I'll just take a break now and welcome my brother Mike. He just joined us. Welcome, brother Mike.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you
Thank you so
okay?
much
You
for having me.
all right? You're welcome. I was just diving a little bit into the term for today. Digital entrepreneurship. But Mike just went out. When we come back, we'll definitely bring it on. So I was saying in there. So that's what digital entrepreneurship is, right? Traditional. That's what digital entrepreneurship is. We identify opportunities and then we leverage technology to provide solutions, to those traditional problems and issues that we have. And as a result, we create value, we create opportunities, and we generate a lot of revenues. So I just welcome you to the show, brother Mike. Just your take and your opening comment, and then we'll continue as we to dive into digital entrepreneurship.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Gono. Like you rightly said, um, digital technology plays a huge role in our society today. Um, like in every walks of life, for sure, we all need it. We It kind of help grows the economy. Personally, help grows, our personal lives. It creates jobs, it saves lives. So it is a very important tools that I think, everyone should get acquainted with. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. So I'll be driving the conversation now. Just be throwing will be some key aspect of digital technology we're talking about, which is from our audience. We'll be talking about technology centric, the global reach, innovation driven, scalability, data reliance, and then we'll be talking about how flexible that is. And then we will also dive into where we be comparing the traditional entrepreneurship to a digital entrepreneurship, what it comes with, and what's the benefit, of both system, and how the both of them compare, or come, path to path with each other. So we'll still be looking at the key aspect of digital entrepreneurship, and the first one we'll be looking at the first two will be looking at technology and global reach. So I would just hit a little bit on that, and then Brother Mark will come in and share his thoughts on the two first aspect of global digital entrepreneurship as technology. So digital entrepreneurship is rooted in a lot of technology, right? It's not just the website you see where you go on to order your goods and services, and then that's it. But in the background, you have computers, you have servers, and you have people who have the relevant skills managing those systems and making those things to work. So when it comes to digital entrepreneurship, we looking it's more technology centered. Technology plays a major and a crucial role in digital entrepreneurship. So you see that where people can just sit at home and order product on their phone or on their computer, or whatever means that they have, is an app or what it is that they are using to order those things. And another key aspect of digital entrepreneurship is that it has the potential to go global, right? Because you are using technology to sell your product or your services, and it has the potential to go global because the internet is global. The World Wide Web is global. It's not located just in one location, right? It's a global. We call it a global village. So there's no geographical boundary. You are not bound, or your product and services are not just bound to a particular location where you find yourself. So you see that with digital entrepreneurship, you have access to a wider audience and a more global scale than you will in the traditional uh, uh, entrepreneurship, and that brings about a lot of advantages, right? So instead of your product being seen by two people, now it's being seen by 6 billion, 3 billion, 5 billion people all around the world. It depends on how well you market yourself and how well you structure your digital business to be able to reach global. So I'll just have your take on those two aspects of digital entrepreneurship. Is being technology centric, and it's global reach. D. Magboson.
Thank you, Mr. Gundo. So I just want us to look at the word digital, then we'll go to entrepreneurship. Just to break it down for our layman. Honestly, when we talk about something being digitized, that is something that is being straight out there, that is showing to the rest of the world. And we talk about entrepreneurship is where one is able to be her own boss. So how does ICT, jump in this space? I think that's one of the main reasons we are here today. Talking about global entrepreneurship. I just wanted to put it this way, where ICT plays a major role in assisting digital entrepreneurship. So when we talk about digital entrepreneurship, we're talking about where you are able to you have the power on hand to use whatever you have as smartphone, as a digital device to be
Right
your own
on.
boss. You don't have to wait for people, to employ you. Now, in order to do that, you have to be acquainted with ICT. You have to be acquainted with IT, the knowledge base of it. So I think what we're driving at here is the importance of ICT helping you to be your own boss on a global market. That's exactly where we are driving to. Now, ICT can do this. IT can do this for you, where you're able to sit somewhere and advertise your skill. Take for instance, right, where we have something called LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I can be all the way in the bush. Even though I went to school, I got all of the skills and everything. but I'm able to advertise my skills on that platform called LinkedIn, where somebody in Europe will know that, okay, there's somebody all the way over there in Sano County called Mark Wilson who is specialized in this thing. You know, so that's the digital platform that's selling you. Not just that, I'm able to sit in Sano County and advertise my palm wine and tell what palm wine is good for, how can it help the body, and somebody can be in France and see that, yeah, they got somebody, somewhere in Sano or somewhere in Maryland or in Sunny County who have this thing that's able to do this thing. So that's the power of ICT, bringing the globe together and setting out, goods and services to people out there.
All
So
right.
yeah, I just want to
All right. Thank you for that, Mike. So with regards to its global reach, how important is that to local businesses?
Thank you. Global reach, it is very important, I know, to local businesses. Where in, like I said, during those days where you have to send letter, let's just take it day by day. You have to send letter, write a letter. My grandma wants to send message to my uncle in Monroeville. I'm all the way in Maryland County. How can my grandma send this message to my uncle, telling my uncle that I want to send Mark Wilson to you in Monroeville so that he will go to school? It takes weeks, months. If you don't even take time, the whole semester will finish before my uncle received that letter. But today you don't have to do that. You can just make a phone call. Hey, your nephew is here. He's good. He's smart, and he's just in the bush being wasted. He wants to come to Monroeville to go to school. Can you do that? The conversation goes on in no space of time. I'm able to, hop on a bike or car, and then I'm in Monroeville. Same as the local market. With a better understanding of ICT and with the better infrastructure, I don't have to be in Monroeville to sell my beta ball. I can be all the way in Bapolu. All I have to do, have the infrastructure, go on that platform, and Mr. Gunnar, I want us to because I think some of these things, they do exist, most especially in our setting, but people are not making use of these things.
Right.
Because I do have a boy over there in Monroeville, and he would just tell me about this platform where that is created for Liberia or something. I just forget the name of it. But you just go over there, you got everything there. They selling computers, software. You can rent house. Everything is right there. So my point here is, I think some of these things, they are available, but we are not making use of it. They are very important. So
Right.
on that, when I was talking to him yesterday, I told him like, okay, so on that same platform, I'm able to go all the way in Sunny County to my auntie over there and take my auntie palm oil and just create an account and put that same palm oil on that platform and people can buy it, right? He said, yeah. I'm like, so why people are not doing it? He's that because people don't even know about it. So I think, we've been here for a while trying to explain the importance of these things. But it is about time for us to actually educate people that some of these things are available. It's just about people making use of these things. So these things, they are very important. So that identical place, right? I tested him. There are a few equipments I sent to him. I'm like, okay, just put it on a platform. Let's see if it's going to work. He put it there, and this young man was able to get a lot of customers in no time. And all those things were sold. So it means that if my auntie in Sunny County, if we create an account for my auntie in Sunny County, and she put her palm wine on that Liberia, I'll get the name later, on the Liberia website, what I was talking about, people can see that and negotiate with my auntie based on her contact number, negotiate with her, and in no time she's able to sell her palm oil. The same with banana. pineapple, these things that are spoiling. We got supermarkets in Monrovia that don't even have pineapple. But yet we got people in Sunny Korea with a bunch of pineapple that's still spoiling the food. I mean, I'm using Sunny Korea because I was there recently. That's why,
Right on.
you know. So we got people. Look, when I was driving along the way, I saw a lot of pineapples. I saw watermelon, a lot of things on the roadside. So if we can make use of our technologies in our hands, I think we can make it a better place. So to answer your question, Mr. Gona, I know I've been, around the place for a while.
All right, bro, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank, thank you. I will just bring our sister Grace on. Grace, welcome to the show. I'll bring you on a little bit. We lost the connection. All right, Rama, thank you for that. Yeah, he's definitely right. We have to. So that's the essence of this communication, this podcast, and that's the essence of reaching tech, right? Bringing it down to the level of our people to understand that these things are available, and we can make use of them, and providing people with the necessary skill set they need to be able to take advantage of these things. The name might sound big, but it's possible, it's doable. Even with just a smartphone that you use for Facebook, you can use that and become a digital entrepreneur. You don't need a lot of softwares. You don't need a lot of different equipment. I mean, if you begin to grow or scale up, then you need a lot of other things. But when you starting as a startup, you just need a cell phone with data on it, an internet connection, and you'll be able to do the things that we talking about. And that's what Retail Tech comes in to just provide that education and that awareness to our people and disseminate the information that this thing is possible and is doable. And it brings about economic growth, it brings about development, and it's bring about innovation. And that's one thing that we'll talk about. The next will be innovation, right? When it comes to digital entrepreneurship, we have to be innovative. We Being innovative is about leaving that traditional mindset of doing business where I travel to Ivory Coast, buy my salt and onion, put it on the truck myself, and I sit all day waiting for the truck to bring my stuff. And we get on the truck in the night ourselves, and we travel for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and bring it down to Monrovia or whatever it is. We unload it, we go to bed and sleep all day, right? So that's not innovation. Innovation could be for us or could mean where what's the smartest way to get my goods or to bring the goods and services from the Ivory Coast? Do I have to travel to the Ivory Coast or Nimba, whatever it is, as Brahma rightly said? No, we don't have to. If we are tech a little bit of that digital skills and education and understand how these things work, then we can create a platform. As you said, we currently have a platform in Liberia where you can go on there and put your product on there, and people can be able to see your product, and then you can buy your services. So there's you don't have to take your product to somebody's house, right? You don't have to take it on the street. If you want to have a storefront, you can have a storefront. That's good enough. But you don't really have to, except unless you get to a point and you begin to scale and you begin to get bigger, then you need a storefront, you need a warehouse, you need all of those things. But with digital technology, and that's nothing we'll be talking about later on, is the cost involved in starting that as compared to a traditional business, right? Digital entrepreneurship comes with innovation. We'll be talking about, and innovation is where we creating very novel ideas or business models or solutions to our already existing problems. And I'll give you an example earlier on with the online learning platform, right? Schools realized that there were a lot of adults who have left school 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, and they want to go back to school. But these people are very basic people and family people, so they don't have that time to go to school. But that's a lot of money, that's a lot of income for schools, because if you have all those people going to school, they pay school fee to buy books and they pay for services. So somebody decided, oh, you know what? We can have an online classes. We can have online courses where someone can sit at home and take the classes. So open up a whole new avenue. And once we did that, it comes with a lot of businesses, a lot of job opportunities, and a lot of economic growth. Because guess what? The school now has a new a source of revenue or income that they never had before. So that's what digital entrepreneurship does. brings about the innovative ideas and solutions to our issues, and then it opens up a new, very new strain for that business or for that institution or for that individual. And then another thing with digital entrepreneurship, what it does is that it scales, right? Scale is where you start at one, then you can go to two. You don't have to start with 10 or 100. You can start at one and go to two and go to three and go to four and go to five. What that does for you when you start your business is to cut down your cost. Because assuming I want to sell sneakers, I want to sell shoes or what it is, and I just go to the manufacturer site, I order 200 pairs of sneakers of different sizes, and I just bring it and put it and put it in my warehouse or put it in my business center, right? So what happens if the sneakers is not bought? What happens if the sizes are brought? It's not the sizes that the people even want. And it's not even the color that the people even want. So now I have 150 to 180 sneakers, probably just bought 20 pairs of it. I have 160 pairs of sneakers sitting there that people don't even want to buy. So if I'm a digital entrepreneur, I can start up small. I can start with just 10 pairs of sneakers. And out of them, when the 10 pairs of sneakers go and I'm left with two, I go back online to my supplier and order 10 more pairs. And then when I begin to see that my business is catching on and people are ordering more goods and services from me, more sneakers, then I begin to increase the amount of sneakers that I order because now I have data to go on, right? I have information that, well, at this time, people, or the next 2 weeks, people buy 10 pairs of sneakers, so I need to have 10 pairs of sneakers in stock at all time. And I begin to scale my business and then scale and then scale and then scale and scale. So you don't necessarily need to have a warehouse to store all your goods in it. You can have a very small space for that. So I would just like to have your take on the innovative side of the digital entrepreneurship and the scalability, how it scales and what's the advantage it has for entrepreneurs.
Thank you. So let us look at the word innovation, right? In order
Yep.
to be innovative, it's about creating a new idea, new model of doing things, new way of doing things, new ideas. So now we talk about new model, new way of doing things, new ideas. Let just, if we should ask individual right now, like, what do you want to do? Let's say you want to be your own boss, right? You want to be an entrepreneur. But what can you do? Okay. For me, I'm a countryman, so I always like to go back in the village, right? If we should go back and ask my auntie in Sanikore, auntie, right now you can't work for government, obviously, because I mean you don't even know book. You're a farmer. So what you want to do? You want to be your own boss? Okay, what are you able to do? My auntie like, okay, I can sell beer ball. Okay, how you been selling the beer ball? Well, we've been taking on the roadside, put in a pile where car passing, people come and buy it and everything. Now, to be innovative in that space, I will come about to think, okay, Ente, we've been doing the thing for years and it's not really going. So let us try to digitize this whole thing. What that means is that let us try to bring more flavor to it, put in the global market, so that not only people that are passing on the motorbike and in pickups will see them and buy them, but want people on the outside to see it. So if I should take that thing, that my enter goes, and I was just giving you an example about that platform. I think it's called Liberia Buy and Sell. If I should take that my
Okay.
enter goes and put it on our website, obviously I've created a whole brand new idea to my enter. More customers will start to see that how goes, how beautiful. People will start putting in. Cold season, like a rainy season in Liberia, people be looking for coal all over the place. But people do have coal all the way in the interior. They don't even have use for it. So and there are people that are using coal who have cars. So if you take your coal and just put it on that website, like, okay, I got 100 bags of coal, but I'm all the way in Sandy Cody. Somebody who has car now, thank God, I mean, we got paid for going to Sandy Cody. Somebody able to drive from Monrovia, go and buy the coal in Sandy Cody and take it back to Monrovia. Now, let me give you an example. So I was just talking about this in buy and sell stuff, right? So here I usually buy about like these in apparels like Fitwear, right? I do have this connection with Messi where they have that seasonal goods. They have a backstage, and they just say, hey, Mark, you're going to come over. That's a contract I signed with them. You want to come over? We have this in backstage. I buy these things, all of that stuff from backstage. Things that they were selling $150, send them to Liberia. Probably to give them maybe $50. I send it to Liberia, sell it for $55 or sell it for $60. That's how it was being sold. So now I'm using the buy and sell Liberia space, and these goods are now reaching out to more and more. Guess what? Now I got more customers. So instead of, because I had to package these things before shipping them to Liberia, it take a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I went and hired a few Valley boys in Monrovia, where they are able to go and get these Valley for probably $20, $25, bring it on my same space, sell it for them. I get, maybe if I sell it for $40, when they buy for, let's assume they buy for 30, I sell it for 40, I get $5, they get $5. But guess what? The business is really moving them before. They used to work all around the sun. Now all they have to do, just do the pictures. We put it on our space, and we get more customers. That's an easy way. So when we talk about innovation, we're talking about new ideas, new models of doing things, shifting away from that traditional way of doing things.
Right.
New way of doing things. I overheard you talking about new way of learning, right?
Yeah.
That traditional classroom. I'm in my master's program, but I can't remember the last time I went to classroom.
Absolutely.
Right? I just sit home and learn from the comfort of my home. So we have to be innovative. We got to get away from the old way of doing things, from the old way of thinking, and thinking big. And that's why digital space is very important for us. And that's the reason we are here. That's the reason we are here, to educate our brothers and sisters. Like, you don't have to sit. Look, you where you sitting, you're able to make money. You can make money with your skills. You can be so I had one kid that I was sponsoring in NVT. He just graduated. He done graphics designing. So he just graduated like I think last week or so. We just put that little boy's skills on and some of his work. And he was just on the phone with me right now. This little boy said that he got like 2 contracts already. People call him and he got skills. You can sit down on it. But you have to be innovative. You have to create new ideas.
Space too. Okay.
Of your skills. You got to create ideas, how to use what you have to make money. That's what we call digital entrepreneurship. Your own boss. You're not working for government, you're not working for anybody. You're using what you have to make money. Thank you.
All right, Rama. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That was quite a detail and quite a simplified version, and bringing it down to the level of our people to understand that digital entrepreneurship is not only for Amazon, it's not for the like of Elon Musk and the likes of Mark Zuckerberg and the rest of the people, right? They have the biggest platform. They provide those systems already, but we can use the system they have to be able to, benefit from those systems. And it can come down to our level. We have to be innovative. We have to use what we have, right? We Christians or whatever religion you find yourself from. Jesus asked the guy, "What do you have?" Right? What do you have in your hand that we can use? So you have a cell phone that has an internet connection. You can log on to other platforms. You can go to YouTube. You can do a lot of stuff on your phone, which people are doing with TikTok and doing a lot of other stuff, promotional items and stuff, right? But there's more you can do with that than just dancing and singing and shaking yourself on those platforms. You can use that device in your hand,
Right.
to become a digital entrepreneur, right? To sell content, to sell services,
Right.
to market yourself, right? To put yourself out there that, I have this skill set, that people have a lot of skill sets sitting now, and people need those skill sets in different places, but they don't know who to contact, how to get those services, right? You might have somebody who is an HVAC technician, very good HVAC technician, right? But he's sitting somewhere in Monrovia or somewhere there, and people want someone to install that AC, that can't find about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But imagine if there's a platform where that young man or that young girl can showcase her talent and there, and whoever needs an AC service can go on there and browse through all the list of or services or people offering those services and say, look, I want that, up and contact them. Well, I got a service to do. And schedule, but you can, we'll reach out at 3 a.m. tomorrow, tomorrow morning, or whatever time, you have, right? That's digital entrepreneurship. And even the people themselves, who have the skill set, as you rightly said, right, have to make use of these services, have to make use of the platform to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
Right. To put yourself out there where you can have a business, you can have a little website. It don't have to be anything big. You can have a Facebook page, where people can get as an AC technician, as a plumber, as a mason. You can have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Right. You can have a Facebook page and put yourself out there. Anybody who need plumbing services can go to your site and just text you. Look, I need plumbing service. I need HVAC service. I need someone. I'm building a little chicken portrait. I need someone to lay my block. Can you do the estimate and send that to me? Someone can do that.
Yeah, carpentry. Right? You got people in the bush like making beautiful designs using reefs, planks.
Yeah,
beautiful designs.
So you can put, if you listen to us, you can put yourself out there. If you know somebody who has these skills, right? You can have a Facebook page and put yourself out there. All you need, take some pictures of your work that you've done and put it out there. And then one thing in the digital space, entrepreneurship, you gotta be committed. You gotta be committed. You gotta be you have to have some integrity. You have to be, if you say you know what you don't, you gotta do it right and do it right, because you're not just going to provide any kind of service to people when they contact you and the service is not up to standard, right? So you have to put yourself out there with the phone in your hand and yourself and your little skills. You can put yourself out there and you can market yourself. That's what we talk about, digital entrepreneurship. It's not just less about selling goods, right? It's also your services, your skills, right? Those are what we're talking about. So if you have those things, if we're encouraging you, if you have any of those skill set, you have a Facebook page, you can create a page for your service, for your product. Put it out there. You might start slowly, and it was definitely going to catch on. So we're just encouraging you. And then we'll dive a little bit.
I just want to jump in quick, because we talk about skilling, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they talk about doing business, they think about you having all of the money before you can start. It doesn't work like that. I was in Ghana on a refugee camp, and I was known at some point as one of the successful business guys. How did I start doing business? I was blessed to have my uncle to send me a cell phone. At that time, I never had anybody in America to call. And I was like, why you send me this cell phone? I don't even have anybody to call, right? So I had a cell phone. I was sitting one day just kind of pushing button to see if somebody will even answer. I'm talking about, in the 2000s. And, somebody picked up the phone. I just like, oh, hello, wrong number, and we left. In the space of doing that, somebody was passing, was like, hey, can I make a call? I was like, oh, yeah, make a call. I gave the person my phone. I wasn't even thinking about business, right?
Yeah.
So the lady made a phone call, and she spoke to whoever she was going to talk to here in America. And, oh, yeah, your phone really clear. After that, she gave me money. I was like, why are you giving money? She said, I wanted to the minute call I made. 3 minute money. I was, oh, really? So I took that 3 minute call money. And I was like still thinking, why she would want to pay, right? I'm like, how is he making business? So when she went like few steps in front, she told one of her friends, like, go to that boy, his phone really clear. He can, his phone
That's marketing for you right there.
I give her my phone, right? She make another call. She went to another person. Within 20 minutes, I'm telling you, the queue was so long. Everybody wanted to use my phone to make call. Guess what? From that few minutes of phone call, I became one of the well-known phone, service person in Ghana. My booth. As a matter of fact, I was one of the only Liberians that brought about transfer unit on a camp before everybody even started. I started doing transfer unit thing just for that one phone call. So you don't have to. I had been that I was like, okay, I would want people from America to send me money before I do business. It doesn't work like that. Use what you have in your hand, little by little. And guess what? From that phone call business, I started going, and then we talk about innovation, right? I started thinking, I'm like, okay, now we got everybody making phone calls, right? Everybody doing scratch cards, everybody doing transfer unit. What do I do next? I'm like, okay, this refugee camp is park. We got a lot of people. I think people want to eat. What did I do? I went and opened a fast food center. And guess what? My fast food center, I couldn't cook. I didn't know how to cook. But I just
That's all
had
right.
the idea. I'm like, okay, we're going
Yeah.
to create a fast food center. And I employ people. I employ boys and some girls. They started working that place. And it was one of the renowned fast food center on the camp. After, a lot of people started doing the same fast food business. I'm like, okay, what else can I do? But because I went to school and I learned some IT, I'm like, you know what? People are now starting to go back to lab. People need this IT idea. I opened an IT school. And that IT school was so packed to the extent I started getting contract from UN. So you can start small, but just your mindset, be innovative. That's what we're talking about. And gradually you're going to grow. You don't have to be like me to use phone call, but you just think about what you have in your hand. Think, how can you use what's in your hand to employ yourself and help other people? Just think about your surrounding. That's one of the things you should think about, your surrounding. What people around you will like. What will benefit them. These are the things. Don't even think about the profit you're going to make first. If you look at Jeff Bezos, he said when he started his business, he wasn't even thinking about what he was going to get. He was thinking about
No,
what people
no.
want, what do they need.
He
And
didn't
once
just to chip in. He didn't make profit for years.
for years,
He
exactly.
just started working, and he told the guys that we're gonna break through. So let's just keep working. It wasn't for the first 1, 2, 3 years. It wasn't about profit.
No, it wasn't, right? So he's like, if I give the people what they need, obviously I will get benefit. So think about your surrounding. What do the people around you need? Once you start to offer these services, you start to make goods available to them. Obviously, the return going to come to you. So yeah, I just wanted to chip that part in there.
All right, Rama, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, just before we transition, we'll just chip in a little bit about data, right? But that data comes in a little bit along the line, and for businesses that are already established and medium-sized businesses. It's not for if I just have my cell phone to sell 2 pieces of t-shirt. I'm not worried about data right now. I can be worried about data, but that's not much about data. Doesn't really play much into what I'm doing. As a starter, you can use data as a starting point, right? And data is quite important. That's what when it comes to digital entrepreneurship, right? Because you have to know your customers. You have to know who you want to sell to. What do they want? What is the trend? What are people buying? What age group are buying these services? How much income are these people making? I have 100 people buying my product and services. How many of them are working? How many of them are unemployed? And if they are working, how much are they making? What's the median income? Like, what's the range of income that comes there? And all those things help you to target a specific group of people with different ads and different marketing materials, and then knowing that, okay, well, I have this number of people, right? So before you can start, it's good to do a little bit of research, which should not take you anything much. If you live in a local community, you can you can just start talking to people like, oh, what do you guys need? Will you buy a service if I start selling stuff online on Facebook and you can stay to your house and receive these things? Is that something that you want? Talk to your friends. You got school, you got church, you got community, right? Talk to these people and ask them like basic questions. What do you guys want? I see that we don't have this thing here, but is someone trying to offer the kind of services here? Is that something that you're gonna need? Right, like even the our current local mobile transfer services, people are gotta go on the road. Oh, I gotta go on the road to buy transfer, meaning, and when we're past 10 o'clock in the night, the place is not safe, right? So you can't really go on the road to buy transfer minutes. Innovation. Can I have a service where I stay in my house? You don't have to come to the road, and you just send a text and you buy your mobile minute when it's late in the night, midnight. I've had instances where my wife calls it, oh, my money about a funeral, so but late right now, I can't go to I'm not ever going to road to 5 minutes to call you. Right? So that means our communication start right there. We can't talk until the next day, but thank God I can be able to send money transfer on my phone, right? And or data on my phone, that we can use that. But now a lot of people have that, right? So once it's after certain hours and you run out of minute, then what if there's emergency? And you want to call somebody to bring a car or taxi to help you to get, a family member to the hospital, or for whatever reason. How do you get data? Right? So that could be innovation, right? Someone can you can contact me or the phone, text me, what it is at whatever time of the night. I'll be able to respond to your messages, and you can pay me through mobile money, and I can send money to your phone. So that's innovation. And then data, as I said, it's quite important. You have to know your market, you have to know your demographic, you have to know the people who are prone to buy your services and what they could need, right? There are some things that are readily available that you can see that people need and they can buy. You don't have to do any research on that. You don't have to ask questions about it. You can go right ahead, and get those things. But as an entrepreneur, it's all, whether digital or traditional, it is always important that you do a little bit of research and find out what goods and services or products that the people would are looking for or that's in demand in my community. And then once you identify that, then you can provide a solution to, okay, what can I do to meet this solution? What all this need? And as you rightly said, yeah, in Ghana, I did similar thing. I was in Kaswa. I realized that a lot of Liberians were living in Kaswa, and they used to travel to Accra and they camp for computer classes and stuff. And I've gone to NIT, and I said, well, you know what, I can have a little computer study class where I can be teaching people. I started with 4 or 5 computers. My aunt sent me, I think, $700 then or $600 then, and I bought 4 computers. I used my living room for my computer classes. I set it up, and I had students. I made my pamphlet and booklet, and I had a lot of people coming through there, and I told a lot of librarians in Kaswa. So we got to innovate where you find yourself, and whatever you can lay your hands on those. There's someone sending money to do it, so that was a little easier for me. But it's doable and it's possible. And data is important. Knowing who your customers are, who you're going to be selling to, and the kind of people you're selling to are quite important. So with that said, we will move into the next segment where we're going to just briefly compare traditional entrepreneurship versus digital entrepreneurship and the advantages of each of those things, right? So the first will be two we'll take will be for our physical presence and geographical limitations. So physical presence with traditional entrepreneur, our store closes at 6 or 5 p.m. in the evening, right? So no one comes to the store to buy. Once we close, we close. That's it. Until the next morning or the next day, before somebody can count. Until the store opens. So what if I'm home and I need something urgently? Like, okay, I can't buy it right now until tomorrow, right? Fair enough. That's traditional. And then geographical limitation. So with digital entrepreneurship, with traditional entrepreneurship, we are limited by our geographic, where we find ourselves. That's the only place I can do business at that point with that people, right? So let me give an example. I was just in our last podcast, we're talking about just West Africa, right? The population of West Africa, or even just Liberia, with 5 million, 5.7 million people. If you take the case out of the picture, so you come back to probably 4 million people, right? So that is a huge market. That is a huge market. And even if you take out some other group of people and you come down to just 1.5 million people, right? And let's assume that you, as an entrepreneur, selling your shoes and your goods and services, you are reaching 1 million people in Liberia, and you have a customer base of 1 million people. And they're all spending just $5 a month on your business. How much revenue is that? That is a lot and lot of revenue. So with digital entrepreneurship, we're not limited by a physical presence in a particular location. I don't have to be in Grand Gita with my shop. I don't have to be in Sino. I don't have to be in Nima. I don't have to be in Maserado. I can be based out of my DB with my cell phone and my laptop, and I can be present all over the country through a digital platform. So I just wanted to take your take on the physical limitation and the geographical limitation of the traditional, and the advantages that comes along with the digital entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Mr. Gono. So there's a huge gap, no doubt. Um, Digital entrepreneurship Well, the digital space, it doesn't only provide, as a matter of fact, job opportunity or entrepreneurship for people. It does um, provide um, like employment. I will just give you an example where I do send stuff from here to Liberia to sell them. And at first, we were doing it like traditionally, right? Where I take them there and then they would take it to people offices and all of that. But how many offices are you able to go to, go show them stuff?
Yeah.
It just you can just do so much with that. So when we came to this platform, this space, where I started selling products, digital ties the whole thing. People start running there, right? Start getting more customers. To the extent that I ran out of products. I ran out of products. I had to like contact local people around, like people value boys in Liberia. I had to contact them. Hey, I got this place. You can bring your platform. All I have to do is have one of my boys go over there, check, make sure they are all quality stuff, take the pictures and
Yeah.
put them out. And now I'm selling for them. At the same time, benefiting, and they are also benefiting because they used to sell. If they used to sell, let's say like 5 feet a day, 5 pairs of feet a day, now they are selling up to 10, 15, 20. So they are even benefiting more. So now you see, we don't have to walk to people offices to sell, sneakers to them. We don't have to walk to their offices to sell laptops to them. All we have to do now is just put it on a platform. You go over there and it is there. We have delivery, right? So if you want me to deliver the products to you, let me know. Where are you? Come the okay for delivery fee. We're just going to charge you maybe extra, you know, 500 Liberian dollars. So it provide employment for people. It like there's a huge space and there's a huge advantage to having a digital platform as compared to the traditional platform. One another advantage is if you were selling perishable goods and you were doing it traditionally, you have few persons buying as compared to you having a digital platform where you have so many people buying that perishable goods. You don't have to go,
Mhm.
let's say you're selling fish, right?
Yeah.
You sell into just few persons. People buy a fish, it's left over. At the end of the day, you have to go and build a dryer to dry a fish and now have dry fish. But if you are having a digital space where you will have instead of 100% buying, now you have like 3, 4, 500 persons buying, your fish not going to be left over. You don't have to go do that extra work of fixing a dryer to dry your fish because you now have more people buying your fish. The time you take to go do dry, you can still go back to the fisherman and like, okay, I want more fish because now I got more customers. You put it out there, more people coming by. So these are the advantages and disadvantages about traditional marketing and then digital marketing.
All right, Rama, thank you so much for that. We got not much time on here, so we'll soon be botting out, but we still got a few more points to talk about. This is the Rethink Tech Foundation, Rethink Tech Tech podcast series. We come on every first Saturday of the month, just bringing awareness about digital technology and how we can help to bridge the digital divide that exists between the developed world and our part of the world in Liberia, West Africa. And so Rethink Tech is a non-profit organization that's working with ICT space, and we work with different group of people in Liberia, with students mostly, with teachers and instructors, civil society and stakeholders, to provide digital awareness, education, and skill training to a particular community where we find ourselves. So we're currently working somewhere in San Nicolas where we are in the process of establishing an ICT lab for the community where we'll be providing basic ICT skills or digital skills for the people of that community and the our students in that community. So after that, we'll be moving to another community. So it's not just for San Nicolas. I will be moving to other communities around Liberia, just helping to bridge the digital divide and bring ICT to our people, at their level, and then meeting them to where they are at. So that's Reading Tech, and that's why we're here, and that's why we have this platform to educate ourselves, educate our people about the potential of our ICT to fuel economic growth. It comes with a lot of economics. It comes with a lot of benefits for our people and ourselves and our country and our society. And so, just lastly for our last closing time, we'll go through a bunch of different things at digital technology. So, if you look at digital entrepreneurship, it's not capital intensive. That means you don't need a lot of money to start. Uh, you don't have open hours. We're open at 8 and I close at 9. You don't have that as compared to a traditional market. And as we say, you also have a very low cost of starting a digital business or being a digital entrepreneur as compared to a traditional entrepreneur where you want to open a storefront, go find the space, you gotta rent A, B, C, and D, and a whole lot of stuff that comes with a traditional business. With a digital entrepreneurship, you don't need that. If you have a cell phone that's a smartphone, you can start using your cell phone and start and become a digital entrepreneur. So that is key. That's a very low cost. That's a very minimal cost of starting as a digital entrepreneur. And there are a lot of resources online that you can look at. You can contact us if you want to through our Facebook page, Written Tech. We can send you resources if you don't know how to open a Facebook page for your business. We can help you do that. Or you can find someone that can help you to do that. If you are a service person, you providing what are services you're providing, hair braiding, what it is that you're providing that you're selling, you can open a Facebook page. Now, I'm too sure that a lot of businesses in Liberia, a lot of other people who have Facebook presence, but a lot more do not have a Facebook presence. So we are speaking to those people specifically that you can do that, and it doesn't cost you much. Usually, the very cell phone you have is the same cell phone you're using to open those pages. You don't need anything else. Just giving awareness to yourself and just telling people that you are there. But on a larger scale, digital entrepreneurship provides a lot of jobs, opens a lot of avenue, and brings about a lot of economic growth in our community, in our society, on a much bigger scale. And I'll give an example of a much larger scale. Assuming all of these schools in Liberia, we don't have what we call school management system. All the schools don't have online systems. They know existence. And our healthcare institutions don't have online presence. So when we talk about digital entrepreneurship, we're not just talking about buying and selling stuff. We also talk about hospitals. We also talk about clinics. We're talking about churches. We talk about schools. So entrepreneurs, business people who have the idea, digital idea, can provide these products and services to the hospitals, to schools, to churches. You can do a church website and give the church members access on the website to pay their tithe, to pay offering. You know what I mean? People to register online to go to school and classes. Our students can go home and do that assignment online and submit it to the instructor. The instructor can do that grading online, and then post a bunch of other stuff that comes along with digital entrepreneurs. And it opens a lot of doors, as you said, for economic growth, and it provides a lot and lot more job to our people. So it comes with a lot of skills. So we need people with the skill set to be able to do those jobs and do those things, right? So those are all areas that you can also look into. But the key to that is innovation, right? We have to be innovative. You have to be creative the way you are and find solutions to our existing problems.
Yeah.
How do we use digital entrepreneurship to find solution to our existing problem? So, brother Mac, I'm just gonna throw a lot of stuff out there. I'm just gonna have you have a your take on those things, and then after that we'll have our closing comments, and then we'll call it a day for this our series.
All right. I'm just gonna do two in one. Just comment on
Okay,
that and then do a party statement for
that's all right.
because we're out of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you rightly put it, Mr. Gono, the essence of written tech. Uh, so written tech, we are not a computer school.
No.
We are a group of individuals here to tell you about technology, right? To encourage you. We are not saying that whatever you're doing, leave it and then can't go to computer school. It's not like that.
No.
We are here to educate you that once you have a little knowledge in technology, you can be your own boss at what you're doing. if you're cooking, even if you have a cookbook shop and you have little knowledge in ICT, you're able to advertise, use a cell phone and advertise our cookbook shop, you'll be surprised that people in your community they even know that would even know that you had a cookbook shop. They will start coming to your shop to buy. If you had a skill like a carpenter, right, and you can make a lot of beautiful furnitures, you'll be surprised with your little knowledge in ICT. You can advertise those furnitures and you will have a lot of people put it into buy. If you went to school, you had a degree and you just sitting on it because you think there's no job. That's because nobody is seeing what you have. Nobody knows that you had that identical degree or you had that skill.
Right.
Put your profile out there. Put your profile out there. Tell people what you can do. You'll be surprised that some kind of enterprise will reach out to you. Some kind of NGO will reach out to you. People will know that you have these things. But if you have them and just sitting on it, nobody know, then nobody going to reach to you. And that's the reason we are here, to educate you that these things that you have, these skills, these services, the knowledge, it can be sold out there instead of you just sitting on it. So these are some of the innovations that we had, and then we came about with Reading Tech. Like, okay, let educate our people. Let tell them that, look, all these things, once you have little computer knowledge, you can put it out there. Even if you don't have computer knowledge, we say, okay, you know what we'll do? We'll open labs where people will come and then we teach them, get them some knowledge in the lab. That's how
Right.
Reading Tech built a lab in Sanicole. So we are still, putting a lot of resources together. But one point I want you to get here is this. Anything is possible once you put your mind to it. Anything at all is possible once you put your mind to it. Wherever you're sitting, whatever you have in your hand, you can make a living out of it. Whatever skills you have, you can make a living out of it. All you have to do, make it known to people. And how to make it known to people. Don't make it known to just, your family members. Globalize it. We talk about digital, being globalized. Just globalize it. Send it to everybody. Let everybody know that you have, that identical skills, or that you are capable of doing a particular thing. Then of course you're going to have, people reaching out to you um, um, to tap into all of those skills and blessings that you have. So that's why Everything Tech is here. Like my brother rightly said, we do have our, Facebook page. If you need help, just go there and let us know what you need. We do have a lab now that's going to be 100% functional very soon. So you're going to go to this place and get all of the answers that you need. But I don't want you to just sit there. Take advantage of your skills. Take advantage of your idea. Take advantage of your energy. All these things they pay. You just have to reach out there to somebody. So again, like my brother said, we are here every first Saturday of the month to talk about these things, to educate you on it. We have website. We have a lot of resources that can help you. All you have to do just reach out to us if you need help, and we'll be um, available to help you. Thank you so much, Mr. Bono, for giving me the time.
All right, D. Mike Wilson, thank you so much for that. So just to conclude, in a minute, so digital entrepreneurship is very key for our country like Liberia, and the people that in the rebuilding process, trying to rebuild after the civil war. Though it got finished a long time ago, but it's still got a lot of work to do, right? So digital entrepreneurship is a very powerful tool that can bring about a lot of economic rejuvenation, that can bring about a lot of economic activities and put income and money into young people's pocket and the older people, and just about anybody who take advantage of that. So we know that there are challenges that exist, but in spite of those challenges, we can rise above that moment to provide. That's what Retail Tech is here to fill that gap of providing digital literacy, which is a serious gap in our society. And then it has a lot of potential, a lot of benefit for us for the brighter future. And once we are interconnected as a country and also other African countries, as a lot of population in Liberia is 5 million people, as I said. So out of 5 million people, if you are even selling to just 1 million people a month, and your product is being bought by 1 million people for like $1 a month. Let's say 1 million people spend $1 to buy your product money in Liberia. As a business, as an entrepreneur, that's a lot of income that's coming into your business. And as a result, government generate revenue because government collect taxes, and then you as an entrepreneur able to employ other people to make a lot of money, in that sphere. So there's a lot of advantages that it has to offer for us. So stay tuned. We will be here next month. So we are thinking about probably coming twice a month with our podcast, but we are not there yet. We'll see if we can do that. But for tell you thank you for what you following us from our Facebook page, from our YouTube page, and from our personal page. We'll tell you thank you for listening in, and thank you for joining us today. And those will be watching after the show. If you didn't have the time today, when it's been a very busy day in Liberia, but we just want to caution our Liberian folks that let's vote wisely. Let's vote in peace. Let's maintain the peace in Liberia. But all of these things we're talking about, they're not going to come about if we don't have peace and stability in Liberia. So vote wisely. Let's maintain the peace. Let's have a peaceful transition from one government to another government. And then these things we're talking about, we can manifest them, and then Liberia can grow, and everybody can have a better space for their family and themselves to prosper. So I want to thank you again. And for us here at Written Tech, we sign it off, and you have a wonderful evening or a wonderful morning, wherever you find yourself. Bye bye, Brian. All right, bro, Mike, thank you so much for coming. We need to catch up. We've been catch up, but we haven't been able to catch up. Hopefully, we can do that sometime this weekend.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, we
Okay.
sure need to catch up.
All right.
All right.
I'll show you a message and see what time we'll be able to do that.
Okay, sir. All right. No problem.
All right,
All
bro.
right.
All right. You have a wonderful afternoon then. Bye bye.
Bye.